Hey there, survivors. Cougar here, back with more Stranded: Alien Dawn. We are picking up right where we left off in the middle, at the end of the last episode. It is the middle of winter, and we've got some basic defenses set up here at our base, but we need to do more, and we're going to be able to do that more because in the last episode we found some CPU cores, which are going to allow us to build automated turrets. We're working on that research right now, but it takes a long time. It takes 5 days. And then once we've researched it, it's going to take a lot of materials and a lot of time to build those turrets. So that's going to be a time consuming process, but something that we are going to have to get on. We also want another fence here. We want a stone fence outside of this fence. We got to start looking ahead towards spring, and we do have some crops laid out here. They haven't been planted yet, but they will be. And then once they're planted, we're going to need to fertilize them. And in order to do that, we're going to need to collect manure. Before we can collect it, we need to observe and analyze it to confirm that it will, in fact, help us with our crops. So I've just set one piece of manure to be observed. Hopefully that does not rot away before it gets observed. If it does, we'll just pick another piece. So some good expeditions yesterday. We did not find another survivor in addition to Grayson, who we found a couple of episodes ago. We do have an aggressive animal attack coming, but it's a small group. And here they come now. Let's wake everybody up. Come on out, friends. And we were going to leave Ken down here this time, put Emmeline up, Quinn up, Vivian up, and Grayson up. Of course, I put Grayson in the one that's farthest away because he's the slowest. Duh. And here come the big guys. Traps are slowing them down a little bit. Some are still getting through, but that's okay. Yeah, we need some better defenses, guys. These attacks are only going to get more and more serious, and we're already having a little trouble keeping these creatures in line. Ken's laser pistol is not going to last forever, and as yet we have no way to build more. So we're stuck with our crappy little bows. Okay, all right, you're done. Undraft. 2 structures destroyed. That was just scrap metal fencing, which is easily repaired. Not worried about that. This attack actually came along kind of right at the right time because we were running low on food. So now we get to butcher up all these yummy, delicious insects. No, Ken, instead of salvaging, I think more important for you to stay here and butcher. I don't know if it's a thing, but we've never observed any of these small animals, and I wonder if observing them, that is something that Grayson might be able to do because he's kind of smart. So why don't we have him observe a few of these before they get butchered up? And I wonder if that increases the amount of meat we get out of them. It could be. That could be a thing. I wouldn't be surprised. Ken's back to salvaging. I really wanted him to do more butchering, but let's let him. It's no sense bringing him back now. Discovery, overgrown scarabari. Good. Just pause for a second so I'm not on 3 times speed because we have more stuff that we want to observe here. There are other types of scarabari here that we've never observed. Well, apparently not. Or maybe one size fits all. Maybe once we've discovered a scarabari, we know what it is. We know what all of them are. You know what I mean? Grayson's going out to observe the manure out there, which is what we need. Vivian is in a snowball fight with Grayson. Fight back, Grayson, you wuss. Falling spaceship debris, where was that? Good, because we're running low. We don't have that much spaceship debris nearby anymore. Ken, are you... Oh, shoot. I let him get all the way back out there and start salvaging again. I really needed him to finish chopping these up. Maybe Vivian can come do some if she's not busy. Yeah, we do need the heating stove up and running. Emmeline claimed to be better at darts than Quinn. I don't know. That sounds like a challenge. Vivian's going to step in and do some cooking because Emmeline's eating, which means Emmeline, as soon as she's done with her walk, I think we'll have her do some butchering here. Grayson snowball fight. Grayson finished observing the manure. We can now get to collecting it. And Emmeline has decided to butcher all on her own. Good for you, Emmeline. Emmeline's one of my favorites. She has excellent perks, and she's really easy to get along with. Everybody kind of likes her, and she does a she's a good she's well balanced, I should say. You know what, Ken? It's getting so late now. I am going to order him back here to do some butchering because he's going to be going to bed soon anyway. So we might as well keep him close to base, close to home. That sounded nice. Thank you, Grayson. All right, now that we know what the manure is, that's a lot of manure right around here. So just tell people not to ignore it, and they will go out and grab it. You don't even have to tell them to harvest it. You just tell them it's okay to pick this stuff up from now on, and they will do that. Just seeing if there's any more manure nearby. Not much more cutting left to do out here. We don't really need it. Well, we got 776 wood, which is a fair amount. It's not a ton, but it's good enough for what we need. Next, all right, and if he's coming back to go to sleep, we don't need to cut this last one or that fallen tree. I don't suppose any of these glitter shrooms have become ripe, have they? No. 3 times speed for the night. And then we've got enough wood that our next set of walls here, we're probably going to have 3 sets of walls by the end. And our next set could be stone or it could be wood. There's a lot of manure out here. People to be able to pick that up if they want. And rock chunks, let's get all that mined. More rocks over here. And more manure over here, but it's pretty far away. Grayson ravenously hungry. There's food for you to eat, friend. But Emmeline, yeah, I'm not sure what your plans are, but we need you cooking. Yeah, good. And it may even be time, I think oh good, Vivian's doing some planting. I think our power situation is pretty good right now, so I'm going to build a second stove. This one will be electric. And do we want to do that right now? It only consumes 10 energy. Let's get it built. Because come springtime, or well, come summer anyway, when these crops start coming in, we will have a lot more options of meals to prepare. hopefully. And now that we're bringing in manure, let's set the important fields to be fertilized. That is going to be the grain cob. I think the cloth blossom we're okay on. Smoke leaf we will because those grow kind of slowly, and glitter cap we will because we need a lot of those. I just don't want to create a huge field of them because we'll probably end up with more than we need if we do that. So we'll just make it so that the turnover is faster by fertilizing the field. We are running low on veggies. We're eating all meat soups at this point, made with insect meat. I think tomorrow I may have Ken do some hunting. People are bringing in wood. People have been mining, stone. People have been mining stone, so we're up to 264 stone, which means we could probably start laying out additional an additional setup here. You know, and now that we know how to turn the manure into fuel, I think it's time for us to put down a couple of flamethrowers too. So let's think about doing that. Let's think about a fence, a stone fence that's going to go like here-ish. Hmm. Yeah, maybe like this kind of thing for now. We can always tweak it later. For the time being, we'll start like this and like this. And put down a flamethrower or two. Defenses, flamethrower, facing out. What's in the way? Why can't you obstructed access? Did I build these too close? Shoot, I did. Hang on, I'm gonna pause so nobody starts. Whoops, no, pause so nobody starts construction on this side because I built these too close. I think we're gonna have to leave that side where it is and just expand this side out. It won't be symmetrical anymore, but that's not the end of the world unless you got severe OCD. And apologies if you do. I'm sorry about that, but it was my mistake, and uh, I take the blame. Okay, and then defense, fence, stone, and out here. Okay. Then we're going to need more traps to keep them in place under the flames. Later on, we'll be able to put down incendiary traps that actually do damage, like serious damage. All right, so what kind of a dent did that put in our fuel supply? Not much. We've still got 200 fuel. So cool. We need a tiny bit of fence here just to keep them from going in between those two. Actually, I'm going to expand that out even farther. Defense, fence, stone. All right, this will make a huge difference in the next animal attack. You'll see. I think we might go ahead and fill in all the rest of these spots with traps. Why not, right? Emmeline's got a cold. Try not to sneeze on anyone, Emmeline. This should make the next attack quite a bit easier. And how are we coming along on our automated turrets research? We're more than halfway done. We're at 70%. So another couple of days and we'll be putting up automated turrets. With that in mind, why don't we start getting some platforms set up for them? So let's go to housing, floor, scrap metal, and then raise this up to there. We do not need stairs up to it. They'll be able to reach that anyway for the building and the repairing. And then another one over here. Floor, scrap metal. It's already at 3. Height, so we're good. Actually, is that... I made that too high, didn't I? I did. No, yeah, don't construct this yet. I screwed it up. Housing, floor. Nope, not metal. New Year's Eve, when one year ends, another begins. We do not know what tomorrow will bring, but the turn of the time gives us hope. We can gather and celebrate New Year's Eve at 2300 today. Normally, if I were playing on my own, I would skip this because it's just a huge waste of time, but I want you guys to see it. It's fun. So, of course, let's go ahead and have a fun celebration. Lower. There. And housing, floor, scrap metal. There. Raining, which means it's starting to warm up a little bit. No longer snow, so spring is springing. We've never observed these creatures. We've never observed these creatures. I think things are settled. We're settled in enough here that we can start doing some of the things that we skipped because we were so pressed for. We had so much else to do. But now that we are kind of set up here, should be good. This rain is going to increase the growth speed of the crops. It tells you somewhere what we're getting from the rain. I forget though where it is. Well, whatever. Oh wait, it was right there at the top. Plus 20% growth rate from the rain while it lasts. Another thing we've never observed is the olfin. So we should get somebody out here to do that. We may start getting some harvestable stuff here too. Just popping up out of the ground. Some of these berry bushes and pumpkin sprouts might be harvestable soon. Early harvest off of them. Somebody scavenged some more equipment, which means there's more armor to be had. So who needs armor? Your spaceship jacket is almost gone, so Grayson, so let's give you some armor. Oh yeah, and Quinn needed a new spear. Anybody else? Anybody else's spear about to go? Yep. Emmeline's spear is about to go. Vivian's spear is about to go. Which means we now need to make more spears. Grayson, why are you transporting that all the long way around? And why is it coming out here anyway? We've got a wardrobe inside. I'm going to disallow apparel and weapons out here. And, well, apparel and weapons. Yeah, I'll take them off the shelves too. Now that we moved the desks inside, we have room for more stockpiles out here. Emmeline's fertilizing. We now know what a glutch is. These are the big ones, the glutch. Big bloated insect, very slow. And we now know what the draka is. Taming of drakas. And it is almost midnight, folks. We're going to have ourselves a little party. We've got wine and wine and wine, and that's about it. No beer, no champagne. Next year, I swear. Okay, where's the crappy stuff that we took off? Got to deconstruct that, got to deconstruct these. Anything else? No, that t-shirt is still wearable. We got 20 first aid kits, good. Should we triple time speed until midnight? Where are we? 2200? Let's give it a little bit. A shooting star, and it is New Year's Eve. Let's all gather to celebrate the new year. Grayson, stop what you're doing. Come back to celebrate. We've made some progress today, guys. We've done a lot of observing, which is good. We've leveled out. We found CPU cores, which was huge. Hey, fireworks! Ooh. Ah. A shooting star, a meteor with a long blazing comet. We'll have to send someone on an expedition to check that out. Yay! Happy New Year, everybody! We made it. We survived a whole year. Something to celebrate. So this is going to give everybody happiness, but we're also wasting multiple hours in the middle of the night, which means everyone's going to be hung over tomorrow. Everybody's going to sleep in. So we're basically writing off an entire night and day's worth of work to shoot fireworks into the sky for a little bit of happiness. Well, 20 happiness. It's more than usual. All right, 3 times speed for the night. And probably most of tomorrow since everyone's going to be asleep all day. But yeah, check it out, everybody. Spring hath sprung. We are into a new season. And we're very happy about that because food was getting a little bit scarce. Food was getting really scarce. We were down to the last of our meat. And these berries are about to go. They're gone, actually. All right, so meat-wise, what should we do? Yeah, low food supply 4 days. I know. But we should be able to start harvesting up all these berries out here, which will be good, and some of the pumpkins too. And then sooner or later, our crops will be ready for harvesting. And we can also get to do a little bit of hunting out here. I think Ken's going to do some hunting today. Ken, I'm going to draft you for this. And we're going to hunt them back toward the compound so we don't have to run so far to butcher them. We have not found a sniper rifle yet, which is a thing, and we probably should have found one already. I'm not sure why we haven't. Ken, get to butchering. What are you doing just standing there? Oh, I've got him drafted, that's why. And then somebody else was hunting. Emlyn was also hunting. But she's hunting this guy forever away from base, so she's going to have to go back and go to sleep before he is already set to butcher, so he's going to have to come out and butcher him. We should be almost done with the automated turret research. 96%. Quinn is starving? Really? We're that low on food? Hmm. And we can't even set them to eat raw food because there isn't any raw food at this point. Oh, berries are starting to come in. Here we go. Fruit bushes, harvest. And then we've got that meat that Ken is bringing back from his butchering. And then we got to go out and butcher this guy immediately. Whoever's up first is going out to butcher that guy. Any more berries? Is that berries? No. I don't see any more berries for harvesting. But hopefully Quinn brought back... Oh, I'm paused. Or Ken, excuse me. Ken brought back some meat with him, didn't he? Or did he leave it out there? Shoot. A bunch of electronics just sitting out here. But I think that means Ken brought the meat back with him. I don't know where he put it, though. I don't know where that meat went, guys. We needed it. 59 raw red meat. Still out here. Quinn, first priority, dude. Come get this meat. Haul it. And Grayson is such a slow walker. I really don't want him hauling anything, but I think we need to. Darn it, you know what we never set up is a drying rack. Let's get one of those up ASAP. So ranching, large drying rack. And we can make it out of, we've got more scrap than wood. Good, Ken's going out to butcher that big horned animal. That's more meat for us. And then this meat will keep us going for another couple of days. I gotta check all their, yeah, everybody's starving. Which means I'm gonna take a second and let everybody eat raw food for a day or two. Hopefully that does not include the meat that's going on the drying rack. Hopefully somebody comes out here and harvests up these berries right away. Okay, the meat's back. Emlyn's cooking. People shouldn't be starving. She's eaten that sick sweet syrup raw. I didn't. I was not aware you could do that, but now I'm glad that we hung on to it. Looks like it lasts pretty much forever too. Yep, good. And we got lots of it. Crisis averted. People are no longer starving. All right, we are done with the research on automated turrets. We can build an automated turret, or two perhaps. I'm just going to start with one machine gun turret here. Obstructed access? What are you talking about? Not sure what is obstructing access here. That may be too tall. Did I make it too tall? No. Let's try this again. I think the moon bodes something good. Let's hope so, Vivian. And then we are going to need power poles out here. We'll make these out of metal, so they're a little bit stronger. Okay, everything's all connected. Oh, you know what? We don't need these ones back here to be metal. We really only need the ones that are up by the front door to be metal. So I'm going to change those to wood. Then we will want a sensor, which is we're researching right now for a motion detector sensor. Unpowered device, machine gun turret, but it is built. We just need to get these poles constructed. Not sure why this said obstructed access when we tried to build the other one. I'm going to copy the one that's there and then do this one based off that because that one worked. So now can we do this? Copy and build? We can, but we only have 2 CPU cores. We got 1 left, and I may need one for the sensor turret. I think I will, in fact. So, or for the sensor, the motion sensor. So I think we're gonna we're gonna wait on putting on a second turret. I think we can now turn everybody off eating raw food too. Let's just see. Yeah, we got 4 meat soups in there, so no more raw food for you, my friends. The turret is now powered, ready to attack as soon as this sensor device is researched, which should be soon. It's at 65%. Our crops are coming up nicely, guys. Look at this. We're going to be ready to harvest soon. This grain crop field could be a little bit bigger. I may extend this out one more. Or just build a second one over here. Aggressive animals. We will get to see our machine gun turret in action. There are a lot of them too. The numbers scale as you put down more defenses. So the more defenses you have, the more animals there are going to be. But we should be okay. Everybody's got bows and arrows and laser pistols, and we've got some towers up and a lot of traps and a couple of flamethrowers. Speaking of which, I need to make sure that a crafting priority has been set up for turning manure into liquid fuel. We want 100 liquid fuel at all times. And here they come. Oh, perfect timing. The solar eclipse disabled our solar panels back here, which means we're going to be drawing lots of power. I hope we don't run out. Come on, everybody. We've got time. They're all the way around. The animals are all the way around on the other side of the base, so we got time to set this up. Ken, you can stay down here on the ground. Emlyn up top. Quinn up top. Vivian up. Grayson up. And here they come. Come meet our flamethrowers, peeps. Should have put some traps behind them too. Automated turret firing, flamethrowers firing, everybody's firing. This looks good. Oh yeah. 3 left, guys. Super efficient. Very well done. 1 left. Can you hit that, please? Thank you. Great work, everybody. Undraft. Go do your thing. Nicely done. And look at all this insect meat we got. All in one place without having to go too far from camp. Isn't that good? All right, back here, before I forget, let's make sure and put down some traps. And what did we unlock for leisure? Oh, just statues. Those are helpful. Oh, the shroom torch. That's great. Definitely want one of those. Everybody loves a shroom torch. Right? You know what I'm talking about. We're bringing in our first harvest of grain, folks. A lot of firsts today. It's an exciting one. Our first automated turret, our first flamethrower, our first harvest, our first power poles. Well, not really, but our first drying rack, which is a big deal because this will make the meat last quite a bit longer. Our first refrigerator, our first shroom torch, which everybody loves. People adore the shroom torch. Once that's built, they'll love it. We may not have the shrooms for that right now, but we will soon. If ours aren't coming up promptly, we've got some out here that'll be ready for harvest soon. Actually, there are some that are ready for harvest out here. Good. That'll at least let us get our shroom torch built. I really don't think this is doing much good anymore. I'm going to tell them to not refuel it and just let it die. Look at Ken in his fancy new armor. Looking sharp, Ken. Just need to get you a better helmet. Grayson hungry again. Emmeline's having a little bit of trouble keeping up with all this. So it's time for us to put some recipes over here as well. Bread would be great. it's a little expensive in terms of the stuff that we need to make it. Chef's recipe. Look at all these fancy recipes we could make. It's early spring though, so I think we might be a little ambitious setting up fancy recipes at this point. There's meat stew though. That will help. Now let's just make one of those. Veggie stew. One. So we'll get a nice variety of foods going. Right? How does this look? One porridge, two buttermelon pie, one meat stew, one veggie stew. And people love bread. It's just, again, this is our first grain harvest, and bread is expensive to make. But we will set that up for a little bit of bread too. In fact, I'm going to move the bread up in the priorities queue because people love it so much. Do we already have grain porridge going on the regular stove, so I'm going to turn it off on the electric stove. New resource, meat stew, our first meat stew. An episode of firsts, folks. Our first wine we had in this episode. I'd like to see somebody go out and get some mushrooms so that we can get this shroom torch built. People love it. But happiness hasn't really been an issue. Everyone's been able to stay pretty happy with just the handpan, the didgeridoo, and the dartboard. And of course, snowman and snowball fights. Have we researched the freezer yet? I think that's after heat pumping. Yeah, freezer's after that. And heat pumping we're not even really going to need at this point. Winter's over. So I might switch the order here. Whoops, that wasn't what I meant to do. There we go. And then this we'll keep the progress that we had made on the first technology. We don't lose that by switching priorities. Fuel mixing. Advanced research desk, eventually, we're going to want. Electric smelting, we're going to want eventually. Incendiary traps. Okay, and then next, I swear, next round we're going to get on the breakthroughs. I swear. It is 49 degrees Fahrenheit outside. We no longer need this running. We can turn that, extinguish that. And we'll extinguish this. Because everybody's plenty warm in here. Yeah, 63 in here. Some mushrooms that we had set to be collected are no longer harvestable, so we lost 15 there. It's okay. 3 times speed. Everybody's asleep. Oh, but if we've moved on to that research, that means we can now build a motion sensor out here. That'll do. And does that, in fact, require a CPU core? It does. Okay, so that's our last CPU core. We have no more until we craft some or find some more. Speaking of finding some more, do we have anything set for scavenging, for salvaging? No. All right. Well, Ken's going to have to start going a little bit farther away from home to get his scavenge on. And should we send somebody on an expedition today? Everything seems to be going well. Might as well send Quinn out. Well, he's doing the research. Grayson's doing construction. Ken has probably gone out to do scavenging. Yep. New resource, dried meat. We scavenged some pants, Speaking of which, let's take a look now that we're through winter. How's everybody's clothes doing? We're gonna need more bows soon. Yep, more bows, and better shoes for Grayson. Just get Grayson some shoes and make sure that Vivian starts work on some more short bows. We need 4, I think. Vivian bringing back some shrooms for our shroom torch. I think we can do... Emmeline has reached cooking level 8 of 10, so she's really getting good at this. Emmeline, really what a waste of time you're bringing back in 5 insect meat. Ah, everything's going so smoothly, I'm going to speed this all the way up to 3 times speed. And if we can get another crop in the ground right away, we can have at least 1, probably 2 or 3 more harvests of grain before the end of the season if we're fertilizing. So let's see who can get out here and do some of that planting. Vivian, I think. Yeah, Vivian. Since Grayson has taken your spot in the... She's going to bed, but I think she can do a little bit of planting before we send her to bed. Grayson has stepped up to do some of the bow crafting. Good job, Vivian. Planted the whole field. Go to bed. Nice work. Oh, right. So now that we have our motion sensor out here, we just need to make sure that they're all in the same circuit. So active circuit 1. Now we turn this to active circuit 1, and then the motion sensor will control the power on the turret. Somebody's going to actually have to come out here and flick that switch. Here comes Emmeline to do it. Good. And we've researched freezers, which means we can build our first freezer. What a huge episode this is. We're getting all the good stuff. Kind of makes up for the last one where nothing good happened. I hope it does anyway. Oh, and now we're harvesting up our first batch of glow shrooms. Oh, I hear somebody cheering for the... I think somebody was cheering the mushroom lamp that we've got now. Building our first freezer. All raw food goes in the freezer. No cooked meals. Super. Look at our food lineup. We've got bread. We've got meat soup, and meat stew, and porridge, which people really like. Tachyon source. There's a new thing for us to go on an expedition for, and I think it's time to do that. I think we're probably going to send Quinn. Oh shoot, there's a shooting star that's about to run out. Let's send Quinn on that right now. Researching is not a huge priority now. We've got just about everything that we need and want. So we'll send Quinn on that shooting star expedition and then have him immediately turn around or as quickly as possible, turn around and go out and check out the tachyon source that's out there too. Yes, a tachyon source. Our sensors are reacting to repeated bursts of tachyon radiation. Through some effort and pinpointing, we were able to locate the source nearby. That'll be next. How many glow shrooms did we get out of that harvest? 66. Not a heck of a lot. But as I said, if we can get these planted right away, we'll probably get 2 or 3 harvests out of there before the winter comes. Emmeline's drinking, And we've got the food, so I think we'll have her come out and do some. Yeah, we got plenty of food. Come out here and have her do some gardening. Come plant the glitter cap field and then fertilize the grain cop field. I gotta wait until she's done. Expedition complete. A shooting star. Unexpected and chilling sight awaited me where the meteorite fell. There was a cocoon-shaped nest in the middle of the small crater, and around it scurried huge insectoids, busy at work clearing the area and dragging dead animals into the nest. I have no doubt in my mind that this nest and the creatures that occupy it have fallen from space, but I did not think it a good idea to go anywhere near them. Probably good. Come on back. So there are animal nests. There are some around here. We haven't actually seen one yet, but there are angry animal nests out here. And if we go and clear one of the nests, there's one. We can get a lot of good material from here in the form of carbon nanotubes. This one's pretty far away. We may wait for one to appear a little bit closer to base before we go out and try to clear it, because that's going to take a day just to reach it. And we're going to have to bring everybody out to do it. So we got to make sure everybody's in good shape and has good weapons, so on and so forth. Oh, speaking of good weapons, Ken found another laser pistol. So that's another weapon for us. And since it's nighttime now and everybody's going to be going to sleep, and it's been such a successful couple of few days here, that I think we're going to call it an episode here and just take what we got and not push our luck at all. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. We seem to be on a good path here. Stay safe, survivors. Oh, look, Quinn appreciating this room torch.